viewers? This is Danny Commissioner coming back at you with another episode. Our guest today is Mr. Paul Gunn. He's coming all the way over from jolly old England across the pond. Gonna talk to us a little bit. And without further ado, Mr. Paul Gunn. Hey, what's up, league? This is your Commissioner Dan here, coming at you with another episode. We got Mr. Paul Gunn all the way from Britain with us today. So how you doing, sir?
I'm fine, thank you.
Thanks for being on the show.
No problem.
So, American football. How'd you get into some American football?
I was getting a bit bored of soccer, or football as we call it in the UK. And a new channel had started up, which was actually covering American football for the first time in highlight form on a Sunday evening. So we'd actually see the week before's games.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
This would be about 85 that started up.
Oh, so quite a while ago then.
So 86 was the year that I actually started watching it.
Oh, nice.
That's the first year. And I sort of initially went for the New York Giants, who actually won the Super Bowl that year.
Okay.
And it sort of helped to encourage me to get involved in the game, although, as I say, every year I changed teams.
Okay.
Because I didn't have any one particular team that I was going to be affiliated to, because I'd never been in.
Gotcha. Do you got a favorite team now?
Yeah, the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Jaguars, so you're on the Minshew train, huh?
Yeah, very much so.
You're on the Minshew.
I did actually think about growing a tash.
Oh, yeah, big one, huh?
But yeah, it's amazing. It's something which I began to follow because I'm Big Cat Country.
Okay.
It's one of the blogs that's out there, and I regularly read that. And they were beginning to cover him. I think just before the pre-season they started to mention him, and it seemed like he was maybe going to do something. Then the pre-season was horrible.
Yeah, they got Foles, right?
Yeah,
from the Eagles.
But they wouldn't play Foles at all during the pre-season. They just played Minshew and the other guy. I can't even remember his name.
I'm not sure they're third stringer either. So with Foles hurt now, do you think there's going to be like a change on the guard and it's Minshew season?
I think he's won the right to carry on, whether or not Foles comes back and does exactly what he did in Philadelphia.
Right, come back and win a Super Bowl.
Yeah, I mean, that's a real possibility because the offensive line is not great at Jacksonville. And as such, Minshew keeps getting decked. Sooner or later, he's going to get injured.
Right.
And it may be that it works out exactly the same. Jacksonville winning a Super Bowl? Don't think so.
Yeah, probably not this year. Well, they got a lot of potential on their team, though.
You never know. If everything gels, you can never tell. I remember Baltimore winning a Super Bowl where they just did not look like a side that could win it until really you got to the playoffs, and they were just everything gelled at the right time.
They were about an 8-8 team and made it in, and actually won that year too.
Yeah, they just I think I watched the game that got them into the playoffs, and I actually turned around to some people and said they're going to go close to winning it, and they actually won.
But yeah, how do you feel about the Jalen Ramsey wanting to be traded from the Jags?
That's where I get confused about the politics because I don't understand the finances of it all. I don't understand why a player that's been picked at number 6 sixth pick for the Jacksonville Jaguars is such a cheap pick, as it were. But I'm beginning to pick that up as well through reading the blogs and so on. I think a lot is to do with Ramsey's current wage and the fact that he's still on that opening contract.
Yeah, they're not. I don't think they're going to trade him, but they'll probably sit him before anything else. But he's supposed to play this week.
Yeah, I'm totally not sure whether he does or doesn't. But I think if he does and we can get him back in the lineup, then maybe we are Baltimore for this year.
Speaking of changing all the guards there, and you said Eli was, or the Giants was your first team. There's also a change going on over there with what's his name?
Berkeley.
Jones and Eli.
Yeah. Sorry. I followed the Giants still a little bit. Once the Jacksonville Jaguars fall out, inevitably.
Okay.
It tends to be Giants or 49ers that I go for.
Okay. 49ers are good.
So at the moment, 49ers probably going to get my interest as the season goes on. But you never know. As I said to you earlier, I think the 49ers might just be one of those sides that goes 6-0 and then drops to 6-5.
Okay. Yeah. So they're them and the Patriots are the only two undefeated teams left. So that's kind of like
if you want my sad bet, it is the Patriots to win.
Yeah. Again.
Yeah. There's a thing that I have with a number of people I talk to in the UK about it. We all would love for Brady to have to sit out the season, and the Patriots to have to run with a quarterback that maybe is not that great.
I don't see that happening though.
Just from the point of view of finding out, is it Belichick or is it
Brady?
Brady?
Right? I think they're both. Who's going to retire first? Is it going to be Brady? Is it going to be Belichick? And neither one of them.
And you sort of have a feeling they're probably both going to go, and we'll never get the answer.
That's a good point. Wow, the world may never know.
Yeah. Wow. I would love Blake Bortles to be the quarterback of the Patriots and find out is Bortles better than I really thought he was.
Bortles. Ooh, that's an interesting pick.
But it would never happen.
Yeah, probably not.
I'm sure the Patriots
could wonder though.
I'm sure the Patriots could find someone.
I thought for sure when they picked up Antonio Brown, like, oh, that's it.
Yeah, that was
Super Bowl again.
That was a weird one because again, I don't think the UK understands that. A lot of the fans in the UK are what? Hey, how come?
You know what? Us United States fans don't even know either. He's kind of out there, like at first it was contract disputes. Like he wanted more money. Well, he's one of the best receivers in the league.
Absolutely. I saw the game he played for the Patriots and he looked amazing.
Yeah, I had him in my fantasy, just waiting for him to play for somebody.
Yeah.
And then he played and then they dropped him.
But he's got multiple claims against him. For
now he's got assault charges and all that.
Let's not mention that too much. But yeah, that again, we don't get that information.
No, we don't. We don't.
So in the UK, we're left reading people's blogs.
Oh, gotcha. Over there, you don't get that.
And if you don't read the Raiders blogs, then you don't know anything that's going on for the Raiders. You only know what's going on for the teams that you're watching.
Gotcha.
So it gets kind of lost in translation, but we do have programs that will fill in the gaps a little bit. We have a couple of the ex-players who present on our main channel, BBC.
Okay.
They present the highlights package.
Commentators.
I'm trying to think of the names. Ex-Giant and ex. I'm not even sure I know which. Oh, was he Minnesota? I think he might play for Minnesota. But I can't remember their names off the top of my head. Right. Someone will be yelling at me for that. They're very, very good. Very funny.
Comment below if you know who he's talking about.
But yeah, we have. It's kind of weird because it's a growing sport in Britain. We've, for the first time, got a stadium that's sort of devoted to it.
Playing at Wembley, right?
Yeah, Wembley is 2 games, and 2 games are at a stadium for a football team called Tottenham Hotspur.
Football as in our side?
Sorry, soccer. Sorry.
Oh, that's all good.
And funnily enough, in the summer I was actually at that stadium on the day that was the NFL day, and basically they brought all the kids in from all over London and basically took them through all the various things that an American footballer has to do in training, and then they picked a whole bunch of them to go on and do additional training, offered them scholarships in America.
Oh, that's cool.
So, and I know that's not just happening in Britain, that's happening across Europe.
Wow.
So it's kind of awkward for me because as a soccer fan, I support the opposite, a team that actually is they're big rivals of Tottenham Hotspur.
Oh, okay.
I support Arsenal. So it's kind of difficult that the NFL has sort of landed there, because it sort of makes it harder for me to be pleased about it. But hey, end of the day, it's just money.
Right? Yeah. Most of all, but so out of the 2 undefeateds,
Patriots. It's got to be the Patriots.
Okay.
I'd love to be more exciting.
I'd like to see Garoppolo do a little more, only because he spent so many years behind Brady. And then he got his big contract in San Francisco, got hurt last year, and now he's undefeated a long way to go. So,
heartfelt, if I was picking a side I would like to see take the Patriots out, it would be the Kansas City Chiefs.
Mahomes.
It's actually
insane.
Is it Andy Reid?
Yeah.
Andy Reid is. I've seen Andy time and time again go close, and then not be able to finish the job, as it were.
When he was with the Eagles in Philly, and then they let him go in Kansas City.
Yeah, I'd like to see him get a Super Bowl.
Yeah, I could see that. Because he's bringing a lot of that college mentality back to the Super Bowl, or back to the major leagues, where the kids coming into the game know that scheme more than old school rough 'em, tough 'em up.
Absolutely.
Michigan football.
I'd like to see Andy Reid get the Super Bowl, but I think that's not going to happen.
I think they're favored to win, though, for the side.
I still think the Patriots will take them.
Yeah. When it comes to conference champion.
Yeah, I think, especially as Patriots have got the jump on home field.
Right, yeah, as long as they keep going undefeated like that, then they'll have home field advantage. But it's only week 6, so there's a lot of football you have to play.
Yeah. I've got a sneaking suspicion for the Detroit Lions as well.
Oh, that's my home team.
I know.
I wish. Man, I hope so, I should say. They got that loss last week, or not last week, we're on bye, but the week before. We're playing Monday night against Green Bay.
Absolutely. I know.
It's gonna be a tough divisional game, but I hope for my Lions also.
It breaks my heart that that's a game I can't watch because it's too late at night.
Oh, maybe just wait, you could use an app or something. Because I know they have the NFL app that's free. You can just watch it the next day.
Yeah, I was going to say, generally it's YouTube. Watch it the next day.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
So the trouble is, you instantly know the result before you even watch the game.
So,
that spoils it for us.
Avoid everything else, all contact, to try to watch it.
Yeah, I've tried it on a few Super Bowls.
Yeah.
Because to watch a Super Bowl, you've got to stay up till 3-4 o'clock in the morning. So if it's a really tight game and I've got to go, I'm at the point where I've got to go to bed, then I'll try and get through the next day without finding out the result, which used to be possible in Britain.
Yeah.
But just recently, because the NFL has increased its sort of popularity, now probably can't be done.
A lot more people getting out and talking about it.
I'm trying to remember, was it Seattle's Super Bowl? That sort of thing happened. It got to half time and I thought, I can't go on any longer, I must go to bed. And I thought, well, there's no chance of anyone telling me the result tomorrow. And in the afternoon I had to go to the dentist's. And while I was in the chair, the dentist said, "Oh, isn't it great Seattle won the Super Bowl?" And it was sort of, how dare you?
Right, drilling in my wow.
Yeah, you never know. But generally with Super Bowls, I'm sort of confident when I go off to bed that I'm not missing anything at the end.
Okay.
I don't think I've ever gone to bed thinking they're going to win and then actually
pretty much spot on where you see it. Okay. You want to make a couple of picks for the games? See anything got going up?
I can always have a go, but I'm
going to try. Well, we got tonight's game, the Thursday night game. It's New England and New York. That's pretty much probably a gimme.
You're back where I am earlier. I want to say New York, but no way. It's the Patriots all the way.
And then we got San Francisco. They're also undefeated, going against the Rams. Tough defense.
Yeah, that is going to be a tight one. That's a harder one to call because I did say I thought they'd go 6-0 and then start dropping games, but I didn't realise the Rams was the next hurdle.
So if you had to pick one,
Rams.
Okay.
Absolutely. Probably for other reasons as well.
Yeah.
It's a very complicated life. The team that I support, Arsenal, are owned by the people who own LA Rams.
Oh, I did not know that. Okay.
So
it's kind of a family commodity. You got to.
So you can't bet against your own team.
Okay, I can see that.
So
well, your Jags are going up against the New Orleans Saints.
Yeah.
Breeze is out with a bad thumb. Bridgewater's been in playing okay.
Yeah.
The Mitchie Magic's gonna
I
continue.
think we can probably just edge that one, but I think, it will be a tight finish.
Like by a field goal or something.
Yeah.
21.
Well, we've lost one tight one and we've won one tight one, so I guess that we're going to keep that theme going. But you never know. It might be possible that we can get a bigger lead together, and then Ramsey would be a key to that one.
Yeah,
definitely.
he's supposed to play, I believe.
Yeah.
He had him questionable last week for illness, as they called it.
Something to do with his back, so
Yeah,
the most
right,
recent that I've read anyway.
So hopefully he's in and give him a good run.
Yeah.
I think Jacksonville could probably pull that off too.
The great thing for Jacksonville is after the Saints, we have a run of games that look winnable.
Yeah.
I think New York Giants.
Oh, yeah.
New York Jets. Sorry.
No, well, that's still a win. Either one of the New York teams, they're both horrible this year. So
Yeah.
that's a good win.
And I think we got Cincinnati as well.
Yeah, they're not doing good either. I don't believe that they have a win at all. I think the Red Rocket over there has just been throwing interceptions left and right.
Absolutely. So I think, okay, it would be great if we could manage the New Orleans game, but after that, then we got that chance to get on a run.
You got a pretty good chance. If Breeze was in there, I'd have to say no.
No. I'll be
Because that guy's just a wizard.
And they're not great against teams from that area, so
Right.
generally we struggle a bit when we come up against the bigger names. So, but
One more. The NFC North and Monday night game. We got the Detroit and Green Bay.
that is again a tough one. I reckon that will again go to the wire, but I'm probably going to go with Green Bay. I know it's not good.
It's in Green Bay too.
Yeah.
I think we've only won there one time since 1990, I believe, something like that.
I have to admit my son is a Green Bay backer as well. So.
I was always a Favre fan growing up, even though I was a Detroit fan. I was always a Favre fan, and I'm a fan of Rodgers. Rodgers, he pulls it off a lot too, so it's going to be close also. But like you said, you got to go with the home team. Mm-hmm. So I got to choose my home team, so I got to try to see if the Lions can pull it off for us.
I hope so. I hope I've completely hexed the Green Bay.
You fancy a little trivia?
I can show how bad I am. Actually, it depends on how.
Okay, how about some gestures of the calls?
Oh,
Like
I'll be rubbish at that.
Yeah, we all know touchdown.
I know touchdown, but no, all the rest I'm completely rubbish at. Don't even bother.
No. Okay.
I understand why the calls are made,
Yeah.
if that's any good, but yeah.
So then what would this one be?
Is that first down?
Yeah, see, you know.
Probably knowing better than I realised, but yeah, no.
One more.
Go on then.
It's
face mask.
Holding.
Holding.
Now if they get it up here and do that, that's face mask. That's holding. Yeah.
This is a
That's right. Cool.
okay.
Well, I got some other ones, but I don't know how deep your knowledge is with it. But we could try. Maybe you learn something. Maybe I learn something.
I probably will.
Okay. After a player retires,
Mm-hmm.
how many years do they have to be retired before they're eligible for the Hall of Fame? It's a single-digit number.
I would go 5 years.
Yeah.
Okay.
There you go.
That's based on certain Jacksonville Jaguars who are sort of being touted around, but I can't see any of them getting in.
Well, this is their 25th year in the league, I believe. Now.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. Right. Cool. Well, it's been a pleasure talking to you.
It certainly has.
Yeah, all the way we got him before he leaves back across the pond. Thanks.
It's been a pleasure.
Hey, I'd like to thank all you guys for watching. I'd like to thank my guest, Paul. He's a pretty cool guy to talk to. It's good to hear some other points of view and see what he had to think about this game we love. So, again, I'd like to thank Paul. I'd like to thank you guys, and I'll see you next time. Peace.